Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Continuing reading Chaitanya Bhagavata, Vrndavana Thakur, Chaitanya Lila, and this is Antya-Lila, Chapter 3, and this is text 253. Oma Ganati Mirandasya Gnagana Salakaya Chakshun Militamyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual masters opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my most humble, respectful obeisances to my spiritual master. So, text 253. Hearing the Lord's words, all the devotees loudly called out, Hari. Then Lord Chaitanya very happily drank and bathed in the splendid transcendental water of Paramananda Puri's well. Then the Lord said, please know that I came to this earth only because I love Paramananda Puri Goswami. I am Paramananda Puri Goswami's property. It's not otherwise. Paramananda Puri can sell me anywhere. Anyone who once sees Paramananda Puri will attain ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. After praising Paramananda Puri and blessing his well, Lord Chaitanya returned to his own home. The Supreme Personality of Godhead always glorifies his devotees. Who is such an ingrate that he would not worship such a Supreme Lord? To protect his devotees, the Supreme Lord descends to this world. He always enjoys pastimes with his devotees. To protect his devotees, he will do what should not be done. That he killed Vali for Sugriva's sake is the proof of this. The Supreme Lord happily serves his servants. Although he's never defeated by anyone, the lion that is Lord Chaitanya allows himself to be defeated by his devotees. Accompanied by his devotees, the king of Vaikuntha enjoyed pastimes of kirtan by the ocean shore. Sitting by the ocean shore, Lord Chaitanya played in the blissful ocean of devotional service. Because Goddess Lakshmi was born in its waters, the ocean became glorious again when the Supreme Lord descended as Sri Chaitanya. By bathing in the ocean there, the people of Jagannath Puri wash away all their sins. That's why Goddess Ganga flows so swiftly to meet the glorious ocean at that place. Sitting by the shore, Lord Chaitanya made the ocean fortunate and glorious. When Lord Chaitanya came to Jagannath Puri, King Prataparudra was not in Orissa. The king was fighting a war with Vijayanagara. Therefore, at that time, he did not see Lord Chaitanya. After staying for some days at Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya happily returned to West Bengal. Filled with love for the Ganga, Lord Chaitanya quickly returned to West Bengal. Sarvabhauma had a brother named Vidya Vachaspati, who was peaceful, austere, religious, and very fortunate. Accompanied by his associates, Lord Chaitanya suddenly arrived at Vidya Vachaspati's home. Attaining the king of Vaikuntha as a guest in his home, Vidya Vachaspati at once offered Dandavat obeisances. Great bliss filled that Brahmin's body. He did not know what he should do. Embracing him, Lord Chaitanya said, please hear my words. In my heart, I've decided to go to Mathura, but first, for some days I will bathe in the Ganga. Secretly staying at your home for some days, I will bathe in the Ganga. Then finally I will go to Mathura. If you wish to see me, you must help me in this. Hearing the Lord's words, with a humble heart, Vachaspati spoke. The Brahmin said, the many generations of my family have now become fortunate, for I have attained the dust of your feet. Everything in my house is yours. Please happily stay here. No one will know." Hearing these words, the Lord became happy. For some days he stayed at that glorious place. How can the sun be hidden? Soon everyone heard that Lord Chaitanya had come. In Navadvip and other places everyone said, "The crest jewel of sannyasi now stays at Vidyavachaspati's home." Hearing these words, everyone felt great joy in their hearts. It was as if in their present bodies they were all transported to Vaikuntha. Forgetting wives, children, bodies, homes, and all else, everyone joyfully chanted Hari Hari. Everyone embraced everyone else. They said, "Look, let us go to his feet." Speaking in this way, everyone was filled with joy. No one said anything about elders going in front or behind. Chanting Hari Hari, numberless millions of people went to see Lord Chaitanya. When the roads filled with people became impassable, many cut through the jungles to see the Lord. O my brothers, please hear these pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, pastimes where the Lord delivered all living entities. Breaking through thorny thickets, the people ran to see the Lord. Filled with bliss, no one felt any trouble. In a moment, the great crowds of people made their own splendid pathway through the jungles. Chanting Hari, the Lord came from every direction. The people came from every direction. By all of this, Lord Chaitanya was very pleased. Someone said, "I will grasp his feet and beg that he break the bonds that hold me to this world." Another person said, "When I see him with my eyes, I will attain everything. Why should I ask for anything more than that?" Another person said, "I did not know his glory, so I blasphemed him. My blasphemy had no limit. Holding his feet to my heart, I will beg that he kill all my sins and offenses." Another person said, "My son is a compulsive gambler. I will pray for the boon that my son will no longer gamble." Another person said, "I will ask for the boon that my body and mind may never leave his lotus feet." Another person said, "Glorious, glorious is the boon I will ask. I will ask that I will never forget fair and handsome Lord Chaitanya." In these ways the people talked as they traveled. Their hearts were filled with bliss. In a moment all these people came to the ferry landing. The ferryman then fell into a great calamity. Thousands and thousands of people tried to climb into one boat. In a moment, even the big boats fell apart. Giving their extra clothing to the ferryman, many people happily swam to the other side. Not able to cross in a boat, many people devised other ways to cross. Some held large clay jars to their chests and floated across. Some floated across on banana trunk rafts, and some happily swam across. In the four directions everyone chanted Hari. Hearing this chanting, it seemed the whole material universe would break into pieces. Vidyavachaspati, meanwhile, had gathered many boats. No one waited for the boats. Everyone crossed in whatever way he could. Lord Chaitanya had attracted the hearts of all, but for him, who has the power to do that? Crossing the Ganga in this way, everyone grasped Vidyavachaspati's feet. They said, "You are very saintly and fortunate, for Lord Chaitanya now stays in your home. Who has the power to describe your good fortune? Please, deliver all of us. We are all sinners fallen into the well of repeated birth and death. We have not seen the Lord. Please show to us the Lord's feet. Then we sinners will attain the goal of life." Seeing the people's anxiety to see the Lord, the noble-hearted Brahmin Vidyavachaspati shed tears of joy. Taking them with him, he went to the house where the Lord stayed. Thousands and millions of people made a great tumult of chanting the names of Lord Hari. The names of Lord Hari alone stayed on everyone's mouth. No other word was spoken or heard. Then Lord Chaitanya, who is an ocean of mercy, stood up before everyone. Hearing the chanting of Lord Hari's names, and conquered by the people's good fortune, Lord Chaitanya very happily came outside. Lord Chaitanya's form was very handsome and enchanting. No other form could compare with it. Lord Chaitanya's face was always handsome and cheerful. His 2 graceful eyes were flooded with tears of joy. The devotees had anointed his graceful limbs with sandal paste. His chest was covered with a great flower garland. His motions were like those of a graceful elephant. Raising his 2 graceful, knee-length arms, he roared like a lion, Hari. Gazing at the Lord, the people in the 4 directions chanted, Hari, and happily danced. Falling to the ground, they offered Dandavata obeisances. Plunged in bliss, they chanted, Hari, Hari. Raising their arms, everyone prayed, Lord, please deliver us sinners. Smiling, the Lord blessed everyone. Always remember Lord Krishna. Chant Krishna, worship Krishna. Hear Krishna's name. Make Lord Krishna your whole life, your wealth, your very breath. Hearing this blessing, everyone chanted, Hari. Their voices choked with emotion. Everyone offered prayers again and again. They said, To deliver the world, you descended to this world. In this hidden form, you appeared in Sachi's womb in Navadvip. We are all sinners. We did not recognize you. We fell into a blind well. O ocean of mercy, O Lord who does good to others, please be merciful to us, so we will never forget you. In this way, offering prayers, the people in all the directions pleased Lord Chaitanya. The village became filled with people. There was no room in either the middle or in the outskirts of the village. Anxious to see the Lord, thousands and thousands of people tried to climb a single tree. How many people climbed the roofs of houses? It is only by the Lord's will that those houses did not collapse. Gazing at the Lord's graceful moonlight face, everyone called out, Hari. They roared like lions. From the different directions, the people again and again gazed at the Lord's graceful face. No one returned to his home. After enjoying many pastimes in this way, the Lord slipped away and went to Kulia Nagara. Not telling Vijayavachaspati, the Lord left with his associates. When the king of Vaikuntha left for Kulia Nagara, everyone became tormented with grief. Vijayavachaspati looked in the 4 directions. Where did the Lord go? He had no power to see. Searching but not finding the Lord, Vijayavachaspati loudly wept. In their hearts everyone thought, the Lord must have gone inside the house. Thinking that the Lord would hear the names of Lord Hari and then come outside, everyone made a great tumult of chanting Lord Hari's names. Millions and millions of people chanted Lord Hari's names. The chanting filled Svargaloka, Martyaloka, Patalaloka, and all the worlds. After some moments, Vijayavachaspati came outside and told everyone what the Lord had done. He said, The jewel of the sannyasis has cheated us sinners and gone away. At what time of the night did he go? In what direction did he go? I do not know. My brothers, I tell you the truth. I do not know to what village Lord Chaitanya went. Trust in what Vijayavachaspati said did not take birth in the people's hearts. Everyone cheerfully thought, seeing the great crowds, the Lord is hiding inside the house. Someone privately told Vijayavachaspati, I am alone, show the Lord to me. Everyone grasped Vijayavachaspati's feet and said, just one time let us see him with our own eyes. Then we will all happily return to our homes. Please go to the Lord, tell him these words. He will not disobey your words. In this way we sinners will gaze on him. Again, Vijayavachaspati explained what had happened, but in their hearts no one believed him. Still not seeing the Lord, after some time the people spoke harshly to Vijayavachaspati. They said, in his house Vijayavachaspati hides the jewel of the sannyasis. Then he comes and tells us lies. Why should he be unhappy if he become liberated? Why should he be happy only with his own liberation? Someone else said, a saintly person is merciful. He wants to liberate everyone. An ordinary person thinks, let good things happen to me. But a saintly person, uninterested in his own welfare, tries to save others. Someone else said, even in ordinary activities, if a person gets many candies, and then eats them all himself, his action is considered as offensive. This person has found the Supreme Lord himself, the sweetest thing in the 3 worlds, and now he wants to be the only one to enjoy him. And someone else said, "This Brahmin is a cheater at heart. He will not be merciful and do good to others." On the one side, Vijayavachaspati was tormented by the separation from the Lord, and on the other side, everyone was speaking badly of him. In these two ways, that generous Brahmin suffered. He did not know what remedy would cure his sufferings. Suddenly, a Brahmin came and whispered in Vijayavachaspati's ear, "Lord Chaitanya went to Kulia Nagara. Think what now you will do." Hearing these words, Vijayavachaspati happily embraced the Brahmin. At once he went to everyone and told them the secret. He said, "Unaware of the truth, you accused me, saying I was hiding the Lord. I've heard that the Lord is now in Kulia Nagara. A Brahmin just now came and told me this. Let us go there. If these words are the truth, then all of you please declare that I'm a true Brahmin." Calling out Hari, in a moment everyone very happily left with Vijayavachaspati. In every direction there was a great sound of, "The jewel of sannyasis went to Kulia Nagara." Hearing this news, many people in Nadia crossed the Ganga and went to Kulia. The crowd that traveled from Vijayavachaspati's village was now millions and millions of times larger. Even Ananta Shesh, with his thousands of mouths, had no power to describe how many people were drawn to Kulia. From where did these thousands and millions of people come? How did they all cross the Ganga? I do not know. How many boats sank in the middle of the Ganga? Even when that happened, no one died. As they sank, the boats would suddenly hit dry land. All this was arranged by Lord Chaitanya's merciful will. Anyone who once sings Lord Chaitanya's name or virtues at once crosses the ocean of repeated birth and death, an ocean that becomes like a calf's footprint, mud puddle. Why then should be surprised that everyone successfully crossed the Ganga as they went directly to see Lord Chaitanya? Thousands and millions of people happily swam across the Ganga. Coming to the other side, they embraced each other and called out, "Hari." How much money did the ferryman earn? How many marketplaces and bazaars suddenly sprang into existence? How many people were there? Whatever one wished in the four directions, one could buy there. How many people were there? I do not know. The towns, villages, and farmlands were all filled with people. No place was empty. Numberless millions of people made a great sound of Hari. Still, Lord Chaitanya, the jewel of the sannyasis, did not come out. He remained in hiding. Where was Lord Chaitanya hiding? Searching and searching, Vijayavachaspati could not find him. After some time searching for and calling out to the Lord, Vijayavachaspati finally found Lord Chaitanya. When the Lord was in sight, Vijayavachaspati, the son of Visarada, at once fell to the ground and offered Dandavata obeisances. Again and again he recited verses describing Lord Chaitanya's descent to this world. Again and again he bowed down. He said, "To deliver the whole world you've come in the form of Lord Chaitanya. You have already delivered everyone who has fallen into the well of birth and death. O Lord Chaitanya, your mercy is like the ocean. Birth after birth, please always stay in my heart." Seeing the whole world plunged in the ocean of birth and death, again and again you mercifully shower ecstatic spiritual love upon it. O peerless, merciful Lord Chaitanya, please always appear in my heart. Again and again, reciting verses like these, Vijayavachaspati glorified the Lord. Again and again, he offered Dandavata obeisances. I offer my respectful obeisances to Visarada, whose two sons were Sarvabhauma and Vijayavachaspati. Lord Chaitanya cast a merciful glance at Vijayavachaspati. Then Vijayavachaspati began to speak. Offering Dandavata obeisances and then folding his hands, Vijayavachaspati said, "O noble-hearted Lord, please hear my request. You are exalted, blissful, and supremely independent. You do whatever you wish. You go wherever you wish. Only if you reveal yourself can anyone know you. Your heart establishes what is good. What rule or prohibition must you follow? All these people do not know this truth about you. In their hearts they criticize me. They say I am cruel. Not knowing the truth, the people say that I am hiding you in my house. For a half a sesame's worth of time, O Lord, please come outside. Then the people will say that I am a true Brahmin. Smiling at the Brahmin's words, by his own will, Lord Chaitanya at once went outside. Seeing the Lord had come outside, everyone became plunged in an ocean of bliss. From the four directions the people offered Dandavata obeisances. Then they spoke many prayers, whatever was in their heart. Numberless millions of people chanted the holy names of Lord Hari. Everyone was plunged in an ocean of bliss. In place after place, thousands and thousands of groups joyfully sang kirtan. In this way, Lord Chaitanya, the jewel of the sannyasis, day and night, filled all the worlds with the blissful names of Lord Krishna. By tasting a portion of a drop of that happiness, Brahmaloka, Shivaloka, and the other higher worlds became free of all sufferings. By tasting a drop of that happiness, the kings of the yogis and kings of the sages became wild with bliss. Manifesting the form of a sannyasi, Lord Krishna was then present on the earth. The sinners who say there's no evidence to prove the existence of a supreme and all-powerful God are very pathetic. Everyone should feel sorry for them. Their birth, pious deeds, education, and Brahminical virtues are all useless. O my brothers, worship Lord Chaitanya's feet. By hearing about Lord Chaitanya, one breaks the bonds of ignorance. Simply by remembering him, one becomes free of all sufferings. Therefore worship the feet of he who is the jewel of the sannyasis. Seeing the great Sankirtan in four directions, Lord Chaitanya and his associates swam in bliss. Lord Chaitanya wept a flood of tears of joy. It was as if the Ganga was flowing in four directions at once. Lord Chaitanya was overwhelmed with the bliss of separation. He was not in external consciousness. Lord Chaitanya joyfully danced with the Sankirtan groups he saw before him. Everyone thought themselves very fortunate that they could assist Lord Chaitanya in his pastimes. Lord Nityananda was the most agitated with ecstatic love. He embraced Lord Chaitanya and made him dance. Overcome with bliss and love, Lord Nityananda danced with Lord Chaitanya. Roaring like a lion, Lord Chaitanya danced. Anyone who hears that sound finds his sufferings broken into pieces. In the past, when he tasted the nectar of the Supreme Lord, Shiva became intoxicated and unaware that clothes no longer covered his body. That same Supreme Personality of Godhead now danced among the people. Tasting the nectar of ecstatic love, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the controller of the numberless universes, now danced on the earth. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom all the demigods yearned to see, now danced before everyone. In this way the people floated in great bliss. Lord Chaitanya's appearance delivered the entire world. From the 10 directions everyone gazed at the Lord as he danced. Lord Chaitanya was not in external consciousness. Tasting the nectar of ecstatic love, he had become wild. Gazing at him, everyone became plunged in an ocean of bliss. When Lord Chaitanya came to Kulia, the sinners, lowly people, ordinary people, and great devotees all became overwhelmed. Simply by hearing of Lord Chaitanya's coming to Kuliagram, one breaks all the bonds of karma. By allowing everyone to see him, Lord Chaitanya made everyone joyful at heart. Staying outside, Lord Chaitanya sat down with his associates. At that time a Brahmin approached and tightly grasped the Lord's feet. The Brahmin said, "Lord, I have one request. If you give me a moment, I will tell it. Unaware of the glory of devotional service, I committed many sins. I blasphemed many Vaishnavas. I would say, how, in Kali Yuga, Is it possible for anyone to be a true Vaishnava? How can anyone truly sing kirtan? Moment after moment, I blasphemed many Vaishnavas in this way. Moment after moment, remembering these sins, my heart burns with grief. O Lion who delivers all the worlds, please tell me how I can break my sins into pieces. Hearing the Brahman's sincere words, Lord Chaitanya smiled and spoke this remedy. O Brahman, please listen. If with his own mouth a person drinks poison, and then with the same mouth also drinks the nectar of immortality, then the person will wither away, and the nectar will make that person's body immortal. Please hear this explanation. Not knowing what was happening, you blasphemed Vaishnavas. In this way you drank poison. With your mouth you should now always drink the nectar of Lord Krishna's holy names and qualities. The same mouth that once blasphemed Vaishnavas should now sing their praises. O Brahman, in poetry and songs you should sing the glories of the Lord. By drinking the nectar of Lord Krishna's glories, you'll counteract the poison of blasphemy. What I say is the truth. If a person who unwittingly commits blasphemy stops blaspheming others and instead praises Lord Vishnu and the Vaishnavas, then that person will destroy all his sins. That is the right way to destroy them. Millions of rituals and atonement will not destroy them. O Brahman, go and sing the glories of the devotees. Then you become free from all sins. Hearing these words from the Lord's graceful mouth, the Vaishnava called out, Jai, Jai, Jai. Jai Hari. In this way, Lord Chaitanya described the best atonement for the sin of blasphemy. Any sinner who, not honoring Lord Chaitanya's order, blasphemes Vaishnavas will be plunged in an ocean of sufferings. Anyone who honors Lord Chaitanya's order as the essence of the Vedas will become happy. He will cross the ocean of repeated birth and death. In this way, Lord Chaitanya described the truth to that Brahman. The next moment, Devananda Pandit In this way, Lord Chaitanya described the truth to that Brahman. The next moment, Devananda Pandit approached the Lord. When Lord Chaitanya was enjoying pastimes as a householder, Devananda Pandit did not have faith in him. For that reason, he did not see the Lord. He was qualified to see the Lord. Why did he not see him? The reason lies in Lord Krishna himself. After the Lord accepted sannyas and went away, by good fortune Devananda met Vrkeshwara Pandit. Vrkeshwara Pandit was a very dear associate of Lord Chaitanya. Simply by hearing about Vrkeshwara, all the world becomes purified. He was the personification of eternal love for Lord Krishna. He was also in ecstasy. When he danced, the demigods and demons became enthralled. He manifested tears, trembling, perspiration, laughter, roaring, standing up of the body's hairs, becoming pale, fainting, many other symptoms of ecstasy. By Lord Chaitanya's mercy, all the symptoms of ecstasy entered Vrkeshwara's body when he danced. Vrkeshwara Pandit felt very intense ecstasy, who has the power to describe his ecstasies. By divine arrangement, and attracted by the nectar of ecstatic love, Vrkeshwara Pandit stayed for some time at Devananda Pandit's ashram. Seeing Vrkeshwara's bodily effulgence and great devotion to Lord Vishnu, devotion without equal in the three worlds, Devananda Pandit became very happy at heart. With sincere love, he served Vrkeshwara Pandit. When Vrkeshwara danced, Devananda, stick in hand, walked about to keep the crowds back. When Vrkeshwara was about to faint in ecstasy, Devananda caught him and kept him on his lap. With respectful devotion in his heart, he took the dust from Vrkeshwara's body and smeared it on his own body. Seeing his glory, Devananda stayed with Vrkeshwara. In this way, faith in Lord Chaitanya was born within Devananda. The story bears witness to the truth of what the Puranas say. is that the fruit of serving a Vaishnava. Even today, everyone can see that this fruit comes. From his very birth, Devananda was religious, renounced, and learned. He lectured on Srimad Bhagavatam. He did not lecture on any other book. He was peaceful, self-controlled, and victory over his senses, not greedy for material things. What virtue did he not possess? Still, he did not have faith in Lord Chaitanya. By Vikeshwara's mercy, his misconceptions were destroyed. Service to the Vaishnavas is more important than even service to Lord Krishna. This truth, Srimad Bhagavatam and all other scriptures affirm very emphatically. In the scriptures it is said, translation, the servants of the infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead may or may not attain perfection. There is some doubt. But for the servants of the Lord's devotees, there is no doubt. Therefore, service to the Vaishnavas is the great means of spiritual advancement. By serving the devotees, one attains Lord Krishna. Therefore, because of his association with Varkeshwara Pandit, Devananda Pandit lovingly went to see Lord Chaitanya. As Lord Chaitanya sat, Devananda approached. Devananda offered Dandavat obeisances. Hesitating, he stayed back. Seeing him, Lord Chaitanya was pleased. He made him sit close by. Forgiving his previous offenses, Lord Chaitanya gave his mercy. Lord Chaitanya said, "You served Vakeshwara, therefore you may approach me." Vakeshwara Pandit is the Supreme Lord's spiritual potency. Anyone who devotedly serves him attains Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna makes his home in Vakeshwara's heart. When Vakeshwara dances, Lord Krishna also dances. If Vakeshwara stays in any place, that place becomes a holy place. It becomes Vaikuntha. Hearing the Lord's words, Devananda folded his hands and prayed, "O merciful Lord, to deliver the entire world you appeared in Navadvip. I'm a great sinner. Because of my past sins, I did not understand who you really are. I was cheated of the spiritual bliss that comes from you. You are naturally merciful to all living entities. Therefore I beg you, may I always feel spiritual love for you. Lord, I place one request at your feet. Please say what I should do. I am not all-knowing. Still, I lecture on a book meant for persons who know everything. Please say how I should lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam. How should I explain it? How should I lecture on it? Lord, please tell me." Hearing these words, Lord Chaitanya described the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam. He said, "O Srimad Bhagavatam, please listen, and I will say how to lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam. Into your mouth you should place only the word bhakti, devotional service. Don't say any other word. Eternal, imperishable, always perfect, devotional service to Lord Vishnu is the sole topic in the beginning, middle, and end of Srimad Bhagavatam. Devotional service is the great truth in the numberless universes. When all the universes are destroyed, devotional service will remain, perfect and powerful. Easily giving the gift of liberation, Lord Narayan conceals devotional service. Without Lord Krishna's mercy, no one can understand the truth of devotional service. Srimad Bhagavatam explains the truth of devotional service. No other scripture is Srimad Bhagavatam's equal. As Matsya, Kurma, and the other incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead sometimes appear before the people and sometimes disappear, in the same way Srimad Bhagavatam also appears and disappears. It's not a book written by someone. Only by Lord Krishna's mercy, and because of Vyasa's sincere devotion, did Srimad Bhagavatam appear on Vyasa's tongue. No one can know all the truths of the personality of Godhead, and no one can know. This all the scriptures say. Anyone who declares, I understand Srimad Bhagavatam, does not really know the truth of Srimad Bhagavatam. But an educated person who humbly takes shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam will easily see Srimad Bhagavatam's true meaning. Srimad Bhagavatam is made of ecstatic spiritual love. It is Lord Krishna's own body. It describes Lord Krishna's secret pastimes. After speaking the Vedas and the Puranas, Vedavyas was not happy at heart. But when Srimad Bhagavatam appeared on his tongue, he at once felt joy in his heart. When reading Srimad Bhagavatam, some people fall into danger. Honestly, listen, O Brahmin, and I will tell you about this. When you lecture, say that in the beginning, middle, and end of Srimad Bhagavatam, devotional service alone is described. Then you will not commit offense. Then you will begin to feel joy in your thoughts. Then you will not commit offense. Then you will feel joy in your thoughts. Every scripture speaks only of devotional service to Lord Krishna, but Srimad Bhagavatam is especially sweet with the nectar of Lord Krishna. In this way, go and teach. Explain to everyone the nectar of devotional service to Lord Krishna. Hearing the Lord's words, Devananda Pandit offered Dandavata obeisances. He knew he had become very fortunate. Again and again he offered obeisances. Then, his heart meditating on the Lord's feet, the Brahmin departed. In this way, Lord Chaitanya explained to everyone the truth about Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam teaches devotional alone. In its beginning, middle, and end, it teaches nothing else. A person who lectures on Srimad Bhagavatam but does not explain it in terms of devotional service wastes his words, and he commits an offense. Srimad Bhagavatam is the personification of the nectar of devotional service. Anyone who knows this becomes dear to Lord Krishna. Inauspiciousness never enters a home where the book Srimad Bhagavatam is kept. Anyone who worships Srimad Bhagavatam also worships Lord Krishna. Hearing and reading Srimad Bhagavatam are all acts of devotion to Lord Krishna. The word Srimad Bhagavatam has two meanings. One is the book Srimad Bhagavatam, the other is a person who has attained Lord Krishna's mercy. By regularly worshipping, reading, hearing, or seeing Srimad Bhagavatam, one becomes a person like that, a person who has attained Lord Krishna's mercy. That's the truth. It is the truth. When a sinner reads Srimad Bhagavatam, he does not understand it. He will blaspheme Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda is the personification of the nectar of devotional service. One who knows this is very fortunate. Moment after moment, with its thousand mouths, Lord Nityananda explains the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Even today, Lord Nityananda Ananta Shesh is not able to complete his explanations. Even Lord Ananta Shesh cannot come to the end of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said that Srimad Bhagavatam contains Even Lord Ananta Shesh cannot come to the end of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said that Srimad Bhagavatam contains the sweetest nectar of pure devotional service. By speaking these words to Devananda Pandit, Lord Chaitanya explained to everyone the truth about Srimad Bhagavatam. To everyone who came with questions, Lord Chaitanya gave perfect answers. In this way, Sri Krishna Chaitanya went to Kuliyagram. There was not a person at that place whom the Lord did not make fortunate and glorious. Gazing at the Lord, everyone became happy, filling their eyes. Gazing at the Lord, everyone attained all they desired. Forgetting suffering and grief, they floated in spiritual bliss. Anyone who with a happy heart hears all these pastimes will attain Lord Chaitanya's association. It does not matter into what caste he was born. He becomes the best of persons. Anyone who hears the glories of Lord Krishna will never meet calamity. The two moons, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Nityananda, my life and soul, I, Vrndavana Das, sing the glories of their feet.